You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Saturday Night Live After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's SNL After Show.
Yeah. Far, wherever
I'm not even gonna go for it.
you are,
Yeah, get it.
believe
You get it.
the heart does go on.
Keetin, everybody. Not Celine. That was Keetin all the way.
Oh God,
okay.
I love that song. I saw Celine in concert, and can I tell you, I'm such like I'm basically like a mom. But I went to see Celine in concert, and she sang that for one of her encore songs, and it was just so. Celine can't do no wrong. I'm sorry. Leave Celine alone.
No one's attacking Celine.
I'm just saying. She
No
can't,
attacks.
I mean, I know Britney's beating her in ticket sales right now, but step off Celine.
Hey, you step off Britney, okay?
I love Britney
You leave
too.
Britney alone. All right, well, let's get back. Guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ. This is the Saturday Night Live show, not the Celine Dion show, just in case you were confused.
I'm so sorry.
But no worries. Jonah Hill is the host with musical guest Bastille.
Bastille.
Bastille, yeah. I didn't realize that that's who they were until they performed, which we'll get into. But this was an interesting show. And, we were supposed to have Kevin Farley join us today, but unfortunately, due to scheduling, he wasn't able to make it. So he will be back, though. And Keetin was supporting her.
Like, my fellow, like, Wisconsinite, I mean, I'm not from Wisconsin, but I'm a big Packers fan, and I know people take that offense. Some people take that, like, as, I don't know, they're serious about their football.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore because that team's not even in it.
When I rewear this outfit a few weeks from now when Kevin does come back, don't judge me.
Yeah, hey, no judgment.
It'll be washed.
You don't have to wash it. It's cool. It's cool.
Thanks. It's not smell-o-vision.
So the opening, well, do you want to get into the opening, the cold open, or do you want to just talk an overall about SNL with Jonah Hill?
Let's talk overall really quick.
It was good. It was okay. For his third time, I thought it could be better.
Yeah. I mean, Jonah Hill is such a funny guy. I usually love the movie season. I love his character in the movie season. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you would expect him to walk in on a platform like SNL and kill it.
Yeah.
But it's weird. And they gave him so many chances in this episode to kill it. Mm-hmm. I felt like they let him lead a lot of the sketches, which a lot of the times they don't let the host do. That, you know, the host is more of a supporting character. But I felt it kind of fell flat.
Yeah, yeah, especially since Drake killed it last week.
Oh, Drake did kill it.
It was kind of interesting to see that an actor who's a comedian can actually fall behind Drake in a way.
Yeah, and who didn't have to do the musical performances as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he just came off he's nominated for an Academy Award, and he just came off a movie with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, as we'll get into.
Yes.
But you just maybe our expectations were too high.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that was it. But
I'm sorry, Jonah. I still have much love for Jonah Hill.
Yeah, and if you guys want, you can comment on the YouTube pages, download iTunes, and comment there and let us know if you think maybe we were too harsh on Jonah Hill. We'll see what happens with our ratings and stuff. But real quick, some shout-outs to those that are on YouTube. Sorry, I know I just changed the topic. But we got the Josephs talking to us, Joseph Ortiz and Joseph Boza? I'm so sorry if I butchered.
Joseph squared.
Yeah. And, you know, Joey's there commenting. He loved the, who was it, Kate McKinnon's Bieber.
It was phenomenal. I mean,
yeah. And whatchamacallit. And yeah, so thank you guys for commenting, and we will definitely, you know, keep watching and keep commenting back to you guys. But let's go into the opening, the cold open.
Let's do it.
The road to Sochi.
The road to Sochi, which...
At first, I didn't really catch on to why they were doing this. I kind of thought it was really random, but it makes sense since the Russian president, you know, his whole ban against homosexuality or propaganda against it. So it was
Really, you didn't get why they were doing this?
I was really tired too, but I didn't get it.
You got to turn on CNN every once in a while, Roya.
I'm busy, man.
I mean, even the Daily Show.
I know. I'm really behind.
I know
I'm
you're
bad.
really busy. Yeah,
I'm bad. I know, but
Roya just moved to Los Angeles, like
Yes,
permanently. So
yes.
she's been really busy.
I'm back. You
Can
know.
we have a round of applause for Roya's move?
No.
Or not? Oh wow, Steven in
Harsh.
the booth.
But I loved Taran's makeup that they did as Scott Hamilton.
I thought he did a great Scott Hamilton. I think that was, I mean, it was a funny sketch, and I loved that they actually went to a skating rink and put the SNL character. I mean, can you imagine that shoot day? How much fun they probably were having just dicking around on the skating rink. But yeah, I thought Taran did so well as Scott Hamilton, and their banter back and forth sounded just. I could have closed my eyes and I would have thought it was Scott Hamilton and another woman.
Oh.
But I thought, oh my gosh. Blah, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
Cecily Strong?
Cecily Strong should not be blonde. Ever. Ever.
Yeah. That's why there's wigs, okay?
Ever. I know, but that wig looked really, she didn't even look like herself. I was like, I don't know, I was really taken aback. I was like, who is that? Oh, it's Cecily.
Well, Bobby definitely shouldn't have his Jerry curls that he had. Yeah, that was bad. So basically, in this opening sketch, they had the three skaters. One was wearing a Jets jersey played by Bobby Moynihan. He was TJ Davenport. And then they had Malcolm Barnes, who was played by Jay Farrell, who was the skater who couldn't skate. He was a cautious skater.
I just snorted.
Which, in all honesty, that's how I would look if I was skating on the ice. I would do the booty smooch, or not smooch, booty scooch.
I don't know what is the booty smooch, Roya?
That's for a later time.
Do you do the booty smooch a lot?
That's why I'm moving to LA.
You like kissing people's asses, don't you?
Yes,
I knew
guess
it.
so.
You're such an ass kisser.
I know. I know. I am. I got a little brown on my nose too. And then they had the heterosexual. I can't speak.
Heterosexual
Couple.
Unique New York. Come on, say it with
Unique
me.
New York.
Let's
How
warm
now,
up
brown cow?
How now,
brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
Yeah, played by Kate McKinnon and Beck Bennett. And they, out of the couple, the three, I thought they were my favorite.
They were okay. I mean, I thought that, like, I like the chemistry between them, and I think they should have more sketches where those two are allowed to play off of each other, because I think those are the two cast members right now that really don't hold back no matter what they're doing. They commit fully, and like you never kind of you never kind of see them getting a little self-conscious about how weird they're being.
Yeah.
So I would like to see them together more. I think these two characters was a little odd, but I giggled.
I just everything he was doing. I don't know. Maybe it's because I can relate because I was a waitress, and having those creepers that just always hitting on you, and then just to have to dance with them. Kind of maybe that was what the connection was for me. It hit home.
I just thought Jay was so funny. Like I wonder if they took that idea because Jay really couldn't skate. That's what I want to believe, because that's what it felt like. I was like, they're like, let's put Jay on the, they're like, oh, who are we going to take out to the ice rink, or who's going to play these things? And everybody was just like, well, Jay can't skate. And they're like, you're coming out here, man.
Yeah. And they had his cousin come pick him up, like a little cousin come help him up, Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that's the take that they took out of it, for the second one. Yeah, so, I mean, overall, I was kind of bored with this one.
I just gave it a C+.
Oh, I gave it a B-. That's weird. I was bored, but I gave it a B-.
Yeah, like I hadn't... Yeah, I mean, and I love figure skating. I cannot wait for the Winter Olympics because I love figure skating so much. I love the pairs. I love when they throw them. It's just, the costumes are so pretty. It's like, in the Summer Olympics, it's the gymnastics for me. The Winter Olympics, it's figure skating. I know I'm like so cliche in that respect, but...
So you like your tights then?
I mean, I've ice skated before, and to do what they do, it's like incredible to me. And they wear pretty costumes and dance to fun songs.
I booty scooch, so that's how I ice skate.
And they do all these like fun like. That's my figure skating impression.
It was really good. Sitting down too, that was impressive.
Thank you.
And but I felt like maybe they were making this monologue or this kind of boring, so that way the monologue could be bigger and more entertaining.
I think they do a disservice to themselves if they're ever like planning sketches like that, because like why not just make everything you're trying to do as best as you can make it? because by starting off slow like that, I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a semi good, you know, way to kick off the episode. But if you're not, you know, writing your sketches, all of them to, you know, really hit big and to keep us laughing and to keep us entertained, why are you even putting it up there? Go big or go home.
That was my question for this one. But hey, whatever. You know, I gave it a B- somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, that
might have been a mistake.
I gave it a C+.
But the Jonah Hill monologue. So it's his 3rd time hosting.
Yes.
2nd time Oscar nominated. And by the way, have you ever seen This Is the End?
I have not seen This Is the End. I need to see This Is the End. I know he got, spoiler alert, kind of raped by a demon at one point, but I have not seen it.
It's just funny because in one of his lines in the movie is he's praying to God. He goes, "Dear God, it's Jonah Hill from Moneyball." And that's his cue into it, and it's because he's Oscar nominated. So I always think of that when I see him. But now it's going to be from Wolf of Wall Street or Wolf
of Wall Street.
Did you see it?
I have not. I have tickets to see it this week.
I thought you were going to see it this weekend.
I know we were supposed to, but I got really busy, and then Gravity came back into theaters, and I really wanted to see that in 3D IMAX.
And did you see it?
I didn't, because I got really busy. So no, now I have
You're giving me shit for the whole Russian politics thing.
At least I know what these movies are about. I just haven't had time to go through. It's a 3-hour-long movie. That is a commitment. When I when I buy that ticket.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know it's Leo.
Come on.
I love Leo.
Speaking of, he shows up.
Did I not call that last week?
You did.
I did. I wish I could get it. I wish you would bring prizes.
I will bring you a prize next time.
Can I?
Yes, we'll do that. We'll start doing that from now on.
If we get a prediction right, we'll get a prize.
Yes.
Okay. And if I get one right, you have to bring me a prize.
Okay.
You get
Here's your first prize. An air high five.
Boop, boop.
There
Love
you go. God, he was so sexy. I mean, I'm going to be a girl right now, and I really apologize for the guys that are listening and they just don't care, but I wish he would host, and he hasn't hosted, so I really wish he would, but maybe it's just not his thing.
He's funny. I thought he was the best part about this. I mean, not just because it's Leo, but I thought he hit the jokes better than Jonah did. Mm-hmm. I loved Leo, and yes, he's so sexy, and it's so funny because I remember watching it. I was like, remember when he was on Home Improvement and how little he was?
He wasn't Home Improvement, or are you talking about the other show, Growing Pains?
No, he didn't. I think he was on Home. He had Am I thinking of JTT? No, he was on Growing Pains.
Okay,
I'm just remembering when he was so little, and so it's weird
Pains.
now that because for the longest time Leo didn't age. He had that same face that he had when he was really, really young. And it's just recently, I think, that we've started to see him as an adult.
Yeah.
And rather than just this, the cute guy who was in Titanic and all that stuff. And so it was weird seeing him with the beard. I was like, wow, he's a man. He's a man, Leo.
He ages just fine,
beautiful.
just like wine, ages well. But
I just thought of the joke Tina Fey said at the Golden Globes about it's just like a supermodel's vagina. Do you remember that about Leo?
No, please tell. Please tell me. Please.
Give me a little time and I'll remember exactly how it went. But I don't know. Steven, can you look up that joke exactly so we can get it word for word about supermodel's vagina and Leo DiCaprio?
I don't think Googling supermodel's vagina and Leonardo DiCaprio would work very well, guys. Just giving you a heads up.
See, I would be the one if it's what's a joke? And then whoa!
That's interesting. You get sidetracked, you do something else. But so even though Leo showed up, I thought he didn't take the limelight from Jonah. They had a great balance, and you saw a real, genuine friendship between the two, which I thought was really cool.
I mean,
I liked it.
Have you not seen those photos on TMZ and Perez of him and Jonah hanging out on yachts with supermodels?
No. But
yeah, it's really funny. There's actually this one photo where him and Jonah are just Jonah's even in a t-shirt in the water with Leonardo DiCaprio and this topless supermodel, and they're you can just tell them just looking at each other, and then I think there's one where they're high-fiving.
Oh, and I'm just awesome. I want to be their friends or just follow them. I don't know. That'd be cool. But
they're total bros.
Yeah. And then the fact that Leo actually did the whole Titanic thing, a joke towards Titanic.
Thank God.
And Jonah was his rose. That was sweet. I liked it.
And I just love, because Leonardo seems like a guy who's very serious. He takes himself very seriously. Yeah. And even at the beginning of the monologue, like, that's kind of what he's like telling Jonah, just calm down, man. Yeah. Just calm down. But I loved that kind of, it was like that reversal of, oh my God, he's like completely making fun of himself and like making light of the fact that, you know, Titanic is how most people in the United States do know Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's true.
As sad as that is, because he's done some amazing movies. Yeah. In the past like decade, actually. He's done some amazing.
I don't think there's one movie that I can list that he was terrible in recently, type thing.
Well, some people hated Gatsby, but I thought he did it. I thought he acted super well.
His acting was good. I just think that's a different story. It's Jonah Hill, everybody. That's hosting
Jonah
SNL.
Hill. Forget Leo.
Yeah. So the next sketch, his very first sketch, is the returning Adam Grossman sketch of Benihana when he is in the Benihana restaurant. You know this is recurring, right?
Yes.
Okay, the 60-year-old, usually played with his dad by Bill Hader.
Yes.
So it's interesting, and there's usually Kristen Wiig that was in it.
Yes.
But it's interesting they replaced them, and they brought it back.
And it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like it.
I never really, in all of these kind of 6-year-old things, I was never really a big fan of him. I'm 6 years old, but some of his lines were good.
Oh, quick question.
Yes.
What grade did you give the monologue?
An A.
I gave it a B+.
I gave an A because of the whole Rose thing.
I thought the beginning was really slow before Leo came.
Yeah, when they're all asking. But they brought Brad Pitt, your favorite.
I know, but Brad Pitt, and I literally for like a split second, I was like, oh my God, they got Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And then I realized, no, it's just Taryn. I love you, Taryn.
Yeah, but don't you love his impressions of Brad Pitt? Or was it just that one commercial that they kept?
It was that one commercial.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't impress me this time. But yeah, anyways, the Benihana sketch.
Yes, Benihana. Which we had the new cast member on, Sahar. Yeah. Is that how we figured out how to say her name yet?
Sahar.
She came on and she was in it, and Noelle Wells was with her too.
Yeah, so they got our two newbies.
Yeah,
getting to be the supporters of this scene.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed a little bit in this. I think Jonah Hill looked really weak in the sketch. Because I felt like he was doing like all these, like, I'm 6 years old. I do agree. He hit a couple lines really funny and I wrote them down, but I felt like Beck Bennett blew that, like, acting like a child out of the frickin' wall, like, blew it out of the water with the man baby sketch. And Jonah, I didn't believe it. And he was so, and I felt like throughout this episode, he was so stuck on the teleprompter or cue cards. It was like distracting how much he wasn't looking at the other scene partners, and he was just looking at the lines.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That was kind of dry for me. It was. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, there was some good one-liners. The writing was decent, but
Debbie with a joke, everybody.
Yeah. Vanessa Bayer as a stepmom, replacing Bill Hader. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say more about this one. I mean, I gave it a B-. I
gave it a D+.
Yeah, I'm really nice, I think.
I know. I feel like you make me feel like a bitch sometimes.
With a capital B. I'm just
so
kidding.
Sorry.
But then,
I call it how I see it.
Yeah, and then the next one is the digital short. Would you call it? Called The Hit. The three gangsters in the car. Jay Farrell, Keetin, and Taryn.
I know, my boy Keetin.
They're about to, they're waiting to do a shootout, and then they notice it's snowing out, and then they make some comments that make them very less gangsterish. And,
I thought Keetin stole this sketch. We don't see Keetin really kind of shine a lot anymore. He's thrown in a lot of sketches, and so he probably doesn't have that much time to really perfect what he does. And I do love Keetin. I've watched him since I was a little kid, and since he was on all that, and Good Burger and all of that jazz. But I thought he was hysterical. And I thought the writing was really funny in this.
Yeah.
And Jay Farrell, played such a good straight man to Keetin and Taryn.
Yep. One of my favorite lines would be when Taryn said, "I'd be running barefoot like a baby deer in a winter wonderland." That was my favorite line when he said that. And then when Jay gets shot and they just drive off.
When Jay...
quietly.
I know. When Jay got out of the car, I was like, and started walking towards that bunny, I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my God, I wanted a Monty Python thing to happen, and I wanted the bunny just to fly at him and like start attacking and like blood go all over the beautiful white snow scene. And then they had gunshots. I was like, okay, well, they kind of did it for me.
Brought it back to reality for you. Yeah. I was afraid they're going to do something to the rabbit.
I was too. I was like,
or
please
like a
don't.
car was going to come by or
Yeah,
something.
I was like, please don't blow up the rabbit. I don't know. I really just wanted a Monty Python thing.
Yeah.
But you win some, you lose some. But I give that a B.
Yeah, I gave it a B too. No Jonah Hill in it though.
No Jonah Hill.
Interesting.
And it was pre-taped.
Yeah.
So
which I've noticed this season they've been doing a lot more pre-taping stuff. And you remember our discussion last week of if the whole delivering things would be different, the delivering their lines would be different if it was live than if it was taped.
Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, they got to play off their strengths.
Yeah.
And they also need to play off like what the audience wants.
That's true.
And I don't think the audience really cares that much.
Yeah, as long as it's funny, then we want it. Then the next one, couples quiz. This is where
Potty jokes.
Yes, it's a talk show. It's supposed to be about couples and getting to know each other, but then it turns into them trying to figure out who clogged the toilet on top of another clog. So yeah, it was Jonah Hill was the boyfriend named Dan with his girlfriend Cecily, and then another couple was Sahar and Taryn, and then of course Keenan, our new game host person.
And he did well in this scene too.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he
I
carried
was happy
this
with
one.
him. Yeah. He was good. He didn't break. I felt like he was going to break. I saw it and I was like, oh, don't do it. But even if you did, I would laugh because he was doing it very well. Unlike the previous times where I kind of have a thing against him.
Yeah.
For doing that.
I thought obviously the whole joke around this sketch was toilet humor. And I felt like it went on too long before they kind of gave it like a little twist to make me continue to think it was funny. And so I got bored with it. And then they did give the twist when Jonah went and started having that monologue about, well, I had to go, and then I had to go again, and I went back in and went on top of the other one, like the double clog.
Yes.
And I thought that was funny, and that kind of ended it on a strong note.
Yeah.
But the rest of it didn't kind of hold up for me.
Yeah, and then Dan asked, why did they win? And the girl from Cecily's like, you know why they won. And I thought Cecily did a great job being that supporting, like playing that supporting character of being that disappointed girlfriend.
Absolutely.
It was great. P.S. Lots of Cecily in this episode.
Lots of Cecily in general recently. So I love Cecily. So I mean,
me too.
I love that they're like really letting the girls shine. There are so many girls, so you want them to be good. But I gave this a wait, where did I put it? I'm sorry. I gave this a C.
Ooh, ouch. You don't like potty humor, do you?
It just is. I need a little.
Yeah.
Dig a little deeper.
I'm a little immature, so I don't mind a little poop joke here and there.
But
like,
that was all poop jokes.
it's gotta get dirty sometimes, okay?
I'm fine with the dirty. I'm fine.
But we haven't had a poop like dirty joke, and I keep saying poop.
Stop saying poop.
But we haven't had a dirty joke or potty humor in a while.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure I'll get corrected on that. But let us know. Because you can download this on iTunes and rate and comment. Awesome.
5 stars, everybody. 5 stars.
Yes. And I gave it a B+.
You gave it a B?
I gave it a B+.
I gave it a C.
The plus is for the poop.
Oh, well.
Because it was a clog on top of the clog. So the next one is...
Bastille.
Yes, their performance. So they started playing, and I was like, oh, I even wrote this. I'm like, oh, this is them? Question. I like this song.
I knew it was them.
Oh.
And I didn't know what these guys looked like. And I was like, is that Adam Levine? Like
That's
the
yes.
lead singer. I was like, is
Yes.
that Adam? No. I mean, there were so many times when he was singing where it looked so much like Adam Levine. And then one of the background singers looked like Daniel Radcliffe.
Really? I didn't catch that.
He was on the edge, and he was making the funniest faces.
Was he the little one?
He was the little one, because there were like 4 guys, like all in a row, like good-looking guys, all in black, and it looked like they had like somebody of every race and color. They had like an Asian guy, a black guy, like a tan-skinned white guy, and like a very like pale Daniel Radcliffe-looking dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it just made he looked just like Daniel Radcliffe.
I saw the short guy, but I didn't pay attention to that part.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm gonna look back on that and watch that and see, look for it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look,
Not that it's important, but
Bastille has a lead singer of Adam Levine, a backup singer of Daniel Radcliffe, and what like the keyboard player kind of looked like Ryan Lewis from With Macklemore.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was like, this is very strange.
Yeah, but the lead singer had a great energy when he was performing, and the way he was holding the mic, it did remind me of Adam Levine as well, and just a Maroon 5 kind of feel to it.
This song always makes me kind of giggle, and I think seeing it performed made me a little more like confused. Of like, first of all, Pompeii. I don't know if I'm sure most people know what Pompeii is. There's this epic movie coming out with Jon Snow from Game of Thrones in it. And Pompeii is when like a volcano exploded back in the day, like in Italy, and basically covered a whole town. And so all these like people and things were like frozen in time. And I think it's so funny how like poppy and happy this song, hey, hey, ho, hey, ho. And it's like about this horrible, tragic event. And then seeing them perform it, yeah, you're right. He had a ton of energy, and he's just bouncing around up and down. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is a horrible. Because he's like, if you close your eyes, like, yeah, you maybe forget that you're not burning from ash from volcano that's falling on you.
Debbie Downer over here.
I'm sorry.
Jeez, I was all
I
like,
love
this
the
is
song.
great.
I love the song. I do, but like, it just is.
Do you though? Do you love it? Because I don't know.
Every time it comes on, I don't change the channel on my radio. I turn it up because I think it's fun, and it's fun to just jump around to. Like,
do you yell at other people singing the song too and be like, "Do you realize they're burning alive?" Do you yell at them across the way?
No, this show is about discussion, and I just wanted this has been a topic that's been on my mind, and I now have an open forum to discuss it. And obviously, you just think Pompeii is a fun, jumpy song. You're not thinking about the deep meaning behind it.
I didn't even know that was the name of the song, so I guess you're right.
Hey guys, the hey hey ho hey is like them trying to breathe under the ash.
Oh God. Talk about Debbie Downer. Oh, I'm never going to sing that part again. It's a great song.
Guys.
Oh.
It's a great song.
You guys are terrible.
Okay. Well,
he was jumping around. It was good. So let's jump on over.
Let's jump on over.
Weekend update.
Second to last one.
Yes, for Seth Meyers.
Next week with Melissa McCarthy is the last one with Seth Meyers.
And we do have some news and information we'll get to for the news and gossip part.
Yes.
Yeah, because you want to do it later, right?
I could do it now.
Do you want to do it now?
Do you want me to do it?
Do you want to do it now?
Holy shit. Well, they have announced who's taking Seth Meyers' weekend update chair.
Ooh,
and it is Colin Jost, who is, as you were telling me, is a writer and has been a writer for SNL.
SNL head writer, yeah.
2012. He's a young guy. Very cute. I looked at his pictures. So, but it's weird to me that they're just bringing in somebody completely new. I mean, the freaking cast is so damn big already. There are so many people in the cast. I feel like more than I've like really ever seen. And so to then like be adding a whole nother cast member, I'll be very curious to see if he just does weekend update or if they're going to start putting him in other sketches too.
Well, I mean, Seth is the head writer. He's going to be transitioning over to the late night, but. So maybe that makes sense to have a head writer be the person, but I can see with the whole acting and being in front of the camera might be different. But Colin is a stand-up comedian, so he should be used to it. And in one of our shows with Kevin Farley previously, he mentioned how a stand-up comedian actually delivers it really well, like Norm Macdonald and anyone else that he listed, I can't remember. But the stand-up comedians do it better. They can deliver it better. So maybe you be good.
I'm excited to see it and, to meet a new face. But again, I just feel like the cast is so over. There's so many people, like you barely get to see everybody during an episode. Barely.
True. So it makes me wonder, do you think they might be getting rid of some people?
I mean, who knows? They might. They might be
scary.
Cutting the fat, guys.
Let us know what you guys think. Comment below. Let us know. Do you think they're gonna trim the fat, as Keetin just
trim the fat?
Debbie Downer over there.
I'm not a Debbie Downer.
She wants someone to lose their job.
I don't want anybody to lose their job. But yeah. So back to weekend update.
Yes.
You can cut that music now, Steven. Thank you.
So they brought in the topic of Justin Bieber.
Yes.
being arrested. For those who don't know, Justin Bieber was arrested in Florida.
It was on CNN.
Yes.
So it's probably on every news outlet.
His mugshot, he's smiling in, which is interesting.
It looked like Kate McKinnon.
Yes. Which I was hoping they would bring her back.
Me too!
They didn't.
That was a missed opportunity.
They let me down, but they brought it back when they did Frank Menda? I don't know. Frank, God, you guys, I'm butchering everything I'm speaking. But the cop that arrested the Miami PD, the guy that arrested Justin Bieber,
Yes.
played by Keetin. I think they saved it in my opinion, with not having Justin Bieber come out and discuss it. They saved it by having him just kind of make fun of him.
And another good character for Keenan.
Yeah.
He's like third great character this episode.
I liked one of his lines when he said, for discussing Justin Bieber's arrest, he's like, it's like finding a swaggy little leprechaun.
And I like how he was like, they're like, were you surprised when you found Bieber? He's like, he talks about how, oh no, I live in Miami. It's the only city in America where basketball players are the best behaved.
Yes.
Which I thought about, yeah.
Yeah. And they discussed how Justin Bieber was partying with his dad. And then Keenan goes, well, you know, his dad, if Ed Hardy had released people it would be him.
And I also love the line of, like, oh, what did you feel when you, like, pulled Justin Bieber over and he started threatening you? He's like, it's just like being barked at by a puppy that smells like Smirnoff.
Yes. Oh, it was great.
What a great way to describe
And
Justin
you could tell
Bieber.
Keenan was just having so much fun doing it. And it's funny because they've had Justin Bieber on the show a couple of times, and he's just going downhill. So we'll see what happens with Justin Bieber.
I feel bad for him.
Do you? Do you, because his laws are different in Canada than it is here, and he just got confused?
You Canadians are just crazy.
I'm just saying, 19 you can drink in Canada, and
What is one thing, but no, when anybody kind of gets thrown into the spotlight, and I mean, everybody knew this was going to happen eventually, and I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner rather than later, just because of kind of the limelight he was thrown into, the lifestyle he's been living, and again, he's surrounded by yes people. So I hope that he's able to learn from this. I highly doubt he will, because he's. Yeah, but you know,
he's the Biebs.
He is the Biebs, but he is very talented, and it is sad to see somebody that is that talented kind of plummet so quickly.
Yeah, but you know who else is very talented is
Kate McKinnon.
Yes,
the love of my life.
Yes, her character was Oli Polvatsky. Is that how you would pronounce it? The Russian that lives in Sochi?
Yeah. Well, no, she doesn't live in
in a town near Sochi?
Olya Povlatsky. She's not. I don't think she lives in the town. She lives outside, but she's been there. She talked about how she's been there. Because she's like, it's like she went there so she could kill herself.
Yes. You gotta wait in line though, apparently.
The line was too long, Seth.
Yes. She was just, her energy's great. I love Kate McKinnon as her correspondent characters.
She's so fun. And that's why they can't put her behind the desk. She's just too good.
Yes, exactly.
She has so many tools in her toolbox.
Yep.
She was funny.
Do you have any other thing about Weekend Update? I mean, I kind of loved how they talked about the Oreos and how they're trying to go for a new brand. And something about, what was it, the women just having a tough week.
Yeah. Which I really want to try the cookie dough ones.
Yeah, I was actually tempted to go and buy some if I could find it. Maybe if I'll look for next week.
Can you go see if you can get the cookie dough ones?
Yeah,
the Rice Krispie treat ones don't sound good to me, but the cookie dough,
yeah,
you can't go wrong with cookie dough.
Sounds good.
And just don't let me read the package and all the chemicals.
Nope,
that
I won't either.
Thank you. What did you give Weekend Update?
Well, I gave the Justin Bieber thing. Actually, I gave it an A.
I gave it a B+.
Yeah, I gave it an A. It'd be interesting to see how, the whole Cecily and the new co-host now.
I felt that the characters were very strong. I felt that the jokes from Seth and Cecily were not as strong. So
even her little fish Irish thing was really
that
good.
was the Scottish.
Scottish. And he kept bringing it back to your mug.
Seth just thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, the next sketch was probably my favorite.
No.
Of the entire. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
It was so bad.
With all the sketches that were going on, the Sweetland Ranch. So I can't read my own handwriting.
I don't know if I can take you seriously. I don't know if I can sit at this desk across from you right now.
I really liked Willa, the abusive horse, okay? And Jonah Hill as Robin, Cecily Strong as Jill, Nassim as Danielle. And they're basically two people on a ranch that are taking care of a horse, and they're just introducing the horse to Nassim's character, Danielle, and they just kind of get abused by the horse, and I thought that was great.
It was very slapstick. I don't know. I
love slapstick.
I know. I did not think this was funny at all. I thought it was the worst sketch of the night.
I don't think I can sit across from you right now.
The best part about this were just, I felt like both Cecily and Seth's characters were characters we have never seen before.
Yeah.
Like on SNL, anything like them. And it kind of hit close to home because I feel like my sister's a horse person, so I feel like this is going to be her in 30 years. Oh, just pet the pony. But that damn horse just took me out of it.
Oh.
That damn horse looked so fake and stupid.
It did, but it was fun.
I just wish Seth would let go of its head.
Seth?
I mean, not Seth. Jonah would just let go of its head. I don't know. He just was like holding on to it for like dear life. It was like his baby blanket in the scene. I didn't like this sketch at all.
There was a part where Jonah seemed like he cracked a little bit when Cecily, I don't know if she said the line wrong and if it got censored maybe for the West Coast or something, but she goes, "You old coot," and he just looks at her and starts to giggle, and then he goes back to his character.
Oh, I wonder if she said, "Can I say cooch?"
Cooch, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe that's what he thought he heard.
Yeah.
So, but Jonah's voice reminded me of like an Adam Sandler character, like an older one, like back on SNL or back to Billy Madison time frame.
Really?
Yeah, there was something in his voice it just reminded me of something. Some character that Adam's done before. Anyone else agree? Let me know. And then, of course, Nassim's, since you hate it, I'm just going to go over my little notes, you know.
Yeah, you can rave about the scene because
Nassim's character, Danielle, did you ever play, you don't play games, do you?
I do play games.
Do you play the Walking Dead, like, chapter storytelling game?
No.
Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay, well, the little girl, Clementine.
Wait, is that the game when you play as the little girl and then like the zombies start attacking you and your dad and then I'm thinking of a different video game.
You're thinking of a different game.
Oh, okay.
What game am I thinking of that is so scary?
Oh, it's for PlayStation.
Yes.
PlayStation 3. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Rising? Or no, something, I don't know. Hopefully Steven
Dead
will...
Rising.
Dead Rising.
Yeah. Was it Dead Rising?
I don't know, but it was the scariest experience of my life. My roommate's like, "Come over and play this game." And I'm like, "Oh, look, I'm a little girl. This is funny." Oh, God.
No, the Walking Dead Telltale games is where it's like you make decisions and
It's like
then things
Goosebumps.
happen based on it.
Yeah.
And they have
really
a one
cool.
for Game of Thrones coming out. And things like that.
Oh, what? That's cool. Well, anyways,
well.
she reminded me of Clementine, the little girl, just how she was like, "Why would the horse do that?" Anyways, that's the character reference. But I love that Willow, just to finish it off, Willow the horse branded Cecily with "FU." It was great. Okay, I'm gonna just move on to
So
me.
what did you give it?
I gave it an A and a star because it was my favorite.
I gave it a C-.
Gosh, man, I can't talk to you. You're I don't know. Whatever. Moving on to me.
Nice segue.
Thanks. So the digital short, which is like a trailer to make fun of her,
Which I've seen. Have you seen?
I have not seen.
And you're giving me shit about not seeing Wolf of Wall Street.
I didn't promise I'd go see it.
Yeah.
But I've seen the trailers for it, and it definitely was a nice little replica, and I love how Michael Cera was the surrogate for them.
This was my favorite sketch of the night. I gave this an A. And I loved the movie Her. You guys go out and see it. It's not hysterical, but it's good. It's a great commentary on kind of what is going on with technology today, and it's cool writing. It's something that you don't expect. And Joaquin Phoenix is an acting god in it. It's like, I know, it's really weird because he went through that phase, and I was like, oh, poor Joaquin, he's going a little cray, but now he's come back.
Yeah,
and he's like,
as a
remember
cray?
when he like retired from acting and wanted to be a rapper and like made a mockumentary, which we all thought it was a documentary that he was making.
But apparently it's a mockumentary
It's a
because it didn't turn
mockumentary.
out very well.
Yeah.
So.
But I thought this was so funny. I thought when he opened that door and Michael Cera was there, I was so happy. I just couldn't stop laughing this entire thing because especially after seeing the movie and like, because I don't think by just seeing the previews you get a little taste of it, but by seeing the movie they reference a lot of things that you don't see in the trailers, and I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And Jonah Hill in that mustache and those high pants. The high pants was the funniest line because, like, in the movie, it's set in the future. I don't know how many years in the future. I would say maybe like 50 to 100 years. It's
Okay.
not too distant future, but all the guys wear these really awkward high pants, which are apparently actually coming into fashion.
Oh. Well, my grandpa's way ahead of everybody apparently. So.
Anyways, my favorite sketch of the night.
Yeah, a
I
super
thought it was
bad
great.
reunion.
Super bad reunion.
Mm-hmm. They're laying in bed
with skinny Jonah Hill.
With skinny Jonah Hill.
I really wanted a boop.
Yep. Yeah, but they probably did that off this camera.
I'm sure sure it got cut for some. Just they didn't want to make too much of a call out to it.
Well, considering I hadn't seen the movie, I gave it a B+.
Okay.
Because I like when they do these kind of things where they make fun of other movies and they try and make a copycat of it with a different twist.
Yeah, I like when they comment on pop culture more.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even imagine if you would have saw the movie what grade you would have given this. It would have gone off like the Richter scale or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Your head would have exploded.
I do love my slapstick, so I don't know. So the next sketch would probably be my lowest grading I've given for this entire episode. I didn't know what to call it. I named it the awkward coworker dinner because Jonah Hill was super nervous. His character was super nervous. He was eating dinner with his boss's wife, and then his coworker and his coworker's wife. And he excuses himself because he mistakes the salad as a Cobb salad instead of a Waldorf salad. And he goes to the bathroom and starts screaming at the top of his lungs about how stupid he is for getting it wrong. And then he comes back all drenched in sweat because he's sweating. Basically, that's kind of the concept the entire time. He does it 3 times, I believe. He excuses himself. And, he talks about how he wants to bang A.D. Bryant, who showed up finally in this
Love me some
episode.
She almost cracked during it too.
Yeah.
She I think it was when he was talking about his infant penis syndrome.
Oh yes.
And you saw her and she had to take a sip of her wine to kind of compose herself about his infant penis syndrome. Because he said, "I'll show it to you."
Yeah. I mean, props to Jonah for yelling at the top of his lungs and being able to deliver the lines the way he did. So
props to whoever did his makeup while he was screaming at the top of his lungs, because they had to do that fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're also probably still throwing water on him too to make him look like he's sweaty. It was just for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave it a C.
I gave it a C too.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, we finally agreed on something.
God.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
This is what this feels like.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens for the next one, because I have a feeling that yours is going to go down way low. So Inside SoCal, which is a Beck Bennett and Kyle Mooney, another project from them. Their little shorts. I loved it. Oh, I loved it-ish. I loved it-ish. Mainly because Padre representing, they had Padre hats for, Southern California, well, San Diego. They could have chosen a different team. They chose the Padres.
Okay.
What up, San Diego? Yeah, I know, we're not a winning team. I know, Dodgers, whatever. Anyways. But it was cool. I don't know. I like these little quirky kind of sketches.
I think what I have written down is it wasn't funny because I know these type of guys. And it was just too accurate and upsetting that these people exist. There's in very, very many places.
Then you got to give them credit for nailing it on the head for how well they delivered it.
But I don't know. But I don't think it's a funny enough topic to comment on unless they're gonna really. I wanted more of a parody of it. I didn't want a straight them acting exactly like this, like these types of people. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Sure. No, I get it. I
don't look
really
at me with your judging eyes.
I just appreciate the fact that for all their digital shorts, they're completely different. I mean, same kind of vibe, but it's completely different with their story, the creativity behind it. Do you know what I mean?
I want the Lonely Island Boys back.
Hey, they're gone.
I'm sorry.
Stop living in the past. Live in the present.
I want to be on a boat. I want a dick in a box. And
you want to shout that you've had sex. I get it. It's cool.
And I want to be a motherfucker. Oh my God. The fact that I just said it was so bad.
One of the details that I noticed in the whole sketch thing was when what's his face?
Bobby Moynihan?
Yes, comes in and starts yelling at them. Behind him, you can see an old school game of either Super Nintendo or Sega of a baseball game. And I was just like, yes! Complete. Thank you. If anyone noticed it, let me know what game that is, because I couldn't figure it out. I remember playing it as a kid.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it, because I have an N64 and Sega at my apartment right now.
Yeah.
Because I love the older game consoles.
Definitely. Check it out, because it definitely reminds me when you throw the ball back to first. And they're playing baseball, too. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Okay. So, as I was,
I gave it a D+.
I gave it a B. we're not gonna talk. We'll just move on. But what I found really interesting, we're almost near the end of this episode, and we haven't seen the second performance by Bastille.
True story.
And what do we have? Their performance.
Yes.
I didn't really care for it.
I didn't either. I fast forwarded through.
Yeah. It was the same kind of.
There's no Pompeii.
Yeah. No burning alive. But then the next sketch, it's a reoccurring sketch. Lambertini.
I love these sketches. I think they're really funny. Sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't. I think the only reason this one hit so well is because of Jonah Hill's character.
Really?
Yes, I thought
Cecily was pretty strong in it. I don't know. I love Cecily and Vanessa.
Funny. Did you realize what you just did there?
Oh.
You said I thought Cecily was really strong there.
Thanks, Keetin.
But I thought you did that on purpose.
I did.
I thought Jonah's character, when he rolled out on that thing, just looked so disgusting. And then when he said he was Martin Pornskezy, or Skazy, I was like, oh my god. And then he starts listing off all the movies.
Yep.
Like, oh, you might know me from
the director of Bangs of New York.
Bangs of New York.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Just Wolf of Wall Street. Because I haven't seen it, but for people who have seen it or haven't seen it, this won't give away anything. Don't go see it with your parents.
Oh, yes.
It is apparently super, super raunchy.
Yeah.
And if you've made that mistake, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
When I saw people were actually walking out, I was like, what are you doing? It's still good. And
really?
Yeah, they're walking out because there's so many F-bombs and so many sex scenes and drug scenes, and they walked out and they never came back.
Oh, they're lost.
Yeah, I was like, stupid. Whatever.
It's 3 hours of that, too. I know, I can't wait to see it. Anyways, I gave Lambertini a C+.
I gave it an A because I liked when they introduced themselves. Brooke. Vanessa's like, I'm Brooke E. And Cecily goes, I'm good.
I did like that line a lot.
Their lines were just good. And one of them was like, I thought I banged SEAL Team 6, but it turned out to be 16 SEALs. And I was like, thanks, America. Arf, arf. Come on. That's great. Okay.
It is. No, I think it was funny.
Maybe I'm just very childish.
We could be them for Halloween.
We could, and we will. 2014, okay?
That might be a good thing to do.
So, yeah, I love these porn stars every time. They kill it for me. They kill it for me. Overall, we already talked about it, but I'm going to go for a B.
You gave it a B?
My notes. Yeah.
I give it a C.
Yeah. I was hoping for that Leo would return in like a sketch of some sort. I get it. Maybe didn't want to steal the thunder. But Jonah still did a great job on his own, even though he wasn't in that many sketches. Really. But I wanted more Justin Bieber, like I mentioned earlier, with Kate McKinnon. But let's get into predictions, because I have a lot
You have a lot of predictions? Let's do it.
Notes.
Oh my god.
Now,
yeah, I didn't want to forget.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Predictions.
Predictions?
I think it's predictions, guys. I don't know. Is it predictions? Okay, it's predictions. Sweet. All right. So next week we have Melissa McCarthy and Imagine Dragons. This is Melissa's third time hosting, and Imagine Dragons' first time being on as a musical guest.
That blows my mind. I fucking love.
And apparently this is Wolf of Wall Street. So.
I really like it. So sorry.
Hopefully by this point. I think
That's how passionate I am about Imagine Dragons.
Wow.
Not just their name, because they're Imagine Dragons. I don't know. I think it's a cute name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's also Super Bowl weekend.
It is Super Bowl weekend.
And last time Melissa McCarthy was, she hosted 2011, 2013. She has 2 movies coming out. Tammy, which she co-wrote, and also St. Vincent's coming out as well. So, what do you think?
There's going to be a Sports Center spoof. I think they might spoof. I see. Well, they'll have a Super Bowl, one of the Super Bowl winners on the following week because they're too busy to be on this week. It's the night before the game. I think there might be a Russell Wilson spoof. Who's Russell Wilson is the quarterback for the Seahawks. If you didn't know that, did you?
Yeah, I did, but go ahead.
I was telling her.
I didn't know you were...
You didn't have a reaction to me talking about Russell Wilson. I was like, okay, this is weird.
I didn't want to show my reaction. I was like, oh, she knows who Russell Wilson was.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be surrounding the Super Bowl, especially because the Super Bowl is in New York, outdoors for the first time. I bet you there'll be a spoof about how cold it's going to be, because it's a big deal that the Super Bowl is the first time it's going to be in an outdoor venue. And like when you buy the ticket, when you go in, you get like this huge packet of like hand warmers and like all these like warm things. So I think it'll be funny how they play off of that. And I think Melissa McCarthy, like she does every time she does SNL, she's going to just knock it out of the park. I mean, she's so good at sketch comedy, and she's also a writer, so I'm sure she's going to be in the writer's room with them a lot this coming week. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think there's going to be a Super Bowl sketch for sure, some sort of spoof on it, Sports Center wise. I think either Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray are going to show up, because they are both in 2 of those movies that or Sandra Bullock. Because
of Sandy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I mean, there's going to be a lot of celebrities in New York for the Super Bowl, so who knows? And it's also Seth Meyers' last time, so I feel like the cameos are just going to keep coming. So
how many times do you think she will fall?
Melissa? I'm going to
write this down.
I'm going to say she's going to fall 3 times.
3 times? I wrote 8. Is that too much?
I mean, you might have overshot it there, but is this Price is Right rules, or?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and then I definitely think that they need to bring back the character, Arlene character, the pizza business character, and I hope they do another Outside the Lines where she was the coach. Do you remember that, where she was like that insane coach? So maybe, I don't know. But
I'm excited.
Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KeetinM33, as well as on Facebook if you get lucky. I don't usually friend people on Facebook, so I don't know why I said that. But yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, KeetinM33.
Yep, and guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as well. I'm at Hey Roya, that's HeyRoya. And guys, thank you so much for joining us, and come back next week, please.
Thank you. Yeah, come back.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.